fun stuff. In 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys!
You so wanna be YouTuber.
That's the only references I have. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you subscribed. Like and follow for I don't know. At that point,
It started with like high energy and just like went down.
Yeah, but I can't keep that energy. That's exhausting. I don't know how people do that.
I think it's with a lot of practice, but also like that is their energy too.
I wonder if YouTubers get tired of hearing themselves say, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Be sure to smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe for email and push notifications. If you want to follow my Instagram, it's right here. If you want to follow my YouTube, it's right here. If you want to follow the podcast, it's right here. Feel free to follow and subscribe. See you later, guys. Whoosh. That sounds exhausting.
I feel like you can do it, but also like it's repetition too. Like it's also
That's
your
true.
business too.
That's true. Play the Get Psyched mix. Get psyched! Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. Why don't you say the first thing after we count down?
I want to.
I didn't know that.
But you're just like, hey guys, let's get this started.
What's up, guys? In the car, drive, vroom, vroom. Okay, so you want to start? Then you can start.
Because you... 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, after 3 times trying this out, we're back at
Ride of Our Lives Radio, the podcast where we talk about
anything and everything.
The ride of our lives, industry things, what it's like being in our 20s, being a model, being a photographer.
And I think more specifically, we're going to talk about making friends in our 20s.
Oh,
and this
yes.
is going to be a way different episode from previous because hopefully this will bring a lot more banter and more like ideas that we can actually just learn from each other. Because obviously I think I have some experience that is different from yours and hopefully the other way around.
Different podcast experience, watching experiences. That's true.
Yeah. This is, well... Another episode is one where I really wanted to try out, which is the movie one. I don't know if we've done it already or not, but we
Who knows the order? You guys know. We don't.
So I'm just excited for that
episode.
One. I want to try that episode because I feel like I can express my movie knowledge.
Yes, I can express my movie knowledge. And then our differences of...
No, you're wrong!
I didn't say anything yet!
You're wrong!
You see what you have to put up with?
Not that much.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We were earlier in the car, I was saying something, and he was like, oh, that's okay. But started off with going, ugh. Oh, that's okay.
I did not do such a thing.
You and your Abeisms. Also, I have a mango...
I have water.
Smoothie. I have a mango smoothie.
Water is good for you.
Yes, it
Stay
is.
hydrated.
Yes, I do not normally have enough of that. But I have a bevy. I have a bevy. Okay. Making friends in our 20s.
Do you think that... Okay, so we have our first topic, which
We're also friends, by the way. If you cannot tell.
No, we're not.
We actually just met.
Actually, we
Actually,
did.
yeah, we kind of did just meet. We are actually new friends, technically.
Yeah.
New friends...
Now we're becoming closer.
Now we're becoming closer. New friends in the terms of, like, I guess chronologically.
What would you consider a new friend? Like, what is that timeline for you after you, like, break that barrier of, like, they're not a new friend anymore?
I think at a certain point I've just spilled enough trauma and lore that I can't go back.
So
they're now experienced with hearing all of my
hello
all
darkness,
of
my old friend.
That exactly.
Yeah.
That exactly.
You're with me. You're with me in the trenches now.
In the trenches, that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
What about you? How would you describe the difference between
a new friend
and a lived-in friend?
I think I don't know actually. I think I have to do I think I have to do like a thing like how we did in New York. Like it has to be like we have to either hang out one time where it's like so memorable that like, oh, okay, I consider you a friend now.
Oh, okay.
You know?
That was really memorable. Our whole day in New York
I
without hanging out prior.
I think for me, all of my close friends, like that's when I consider you like a close friend or like break that barrier of like a new friend. Because like a new friend, like I can always have conversations with, I already know them, or like have little surface level conversations. But it's not until like, hey, we sit down at a restaurant and we have like a deep conversation about like whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Or like we go do an activity. I think it has to be like an activity based that it's like, okay, this is our thing. Like we share a moment or we share an activity or whatever that may be.
Yeah, those are always fun. And then the conversation just flows when you're getting to do something that you both genuinely love. You can do for hours, and then the yapping begins.
We love yapping.
We love yapping.
We love yapping. I think we wouldn't start this podcast if it wasn't because
I know if we hated to yap. God, can you imagine?
This
would be so hard. No one would want to watch.
Would you be friends with someone that doesn't like to yap? No.
No. Because I have had friendships before where, well, actually, I don't know. I think there are some friendships that do serve certain purposes where it's like we love to get to do this one thing together or these activities together, but we don't need conversation when we do it. And I do actually have a lot of respect for those friendships because I have had those in my life where it's like, wow, I'm glad I got to share that with a person who actually loved something just as much as I did, even if the conversations weren't super deep. But it was okay.
You know where
I don't have any of those right now, though. I will say.
I feel like you had a lot of those in college.
In college?
Yeah.
No, I had a lot of those. Yeah, no. Actually, I think not. Maybe not specifically college. I feel like it's easy to fall into like a friend group where you like a few different people and you like that we all get to hang out, and it makes sense that you're not able to be as deep with all of them. That makes sense to me. I just feel like it's not possible to have the same in-depth, like emotionally intuitive conversation with every single person as you would with like one person from that group or maybe two people from that group. Like I feel like groups tend to have a favorite within a group. I feel like that's normal. Yeah. That's normal. Yeah. But I guess I had those both in high school and in college. So maybe I did experience that a little bit in college, but I wouldn't say it was just a college.
What would be an activity that you do that you're like, hey, we didn't yap as much, but we would just like spend whatever, like the activity was enough?
Sewing, but that's because it's hard to talk when you're focused and you're both designing together. And you're both using sewing machines, and it's like, so what did you do yesterday? And then you're like running the fabric through the machine. And I love that I got to do that with a friend who also liked fashion.
That was an example. The reason why I brought it up, why I said college, was for that reason. It was because when we went to the museum, and we went to the Met. We went to the Met in New York. And I already explained this story a little bit, where we went to this exhibit for the gala, right?
Yes, the Met Gala.
The Met Gala, and we were there, and all she did throughout the whole entire time was just like, she was telling me so much lore behind like all of this, or looking at the texture, or like looking at all the details and all of that.
Costume exhibit.
And she was definitely like so like in there, enjoying her time and being present with everything, that I was just like, oh, this activity for her is like, oh, just seeing it is enough for you.
It was. Yeah. I was having such a great time.
And I saw it, and that's why I was just like, oh, maybe like for you that was sometime in like college, because you got to be around like a lot of similar mindsets for
Mm.
because of that.
With that specific thing, I did get to have that. I did love that about. I mean, there were definitely drawbacks to going to school at Columbia in Chicago, but I genuinely loved their fashion program. I got to talk about fashion. I got to learn from so many professors, and getting to be with so many like-minded fashion majors. It was just so cool. You get to have one person in the room who is dressed so like pastel colors and has like winged eyeliner that looks like butterflies, and she's so fairy core, and her backpack is pink, and her phone case is pink, and it's like fluffy and furry. And then there's like a girl sitting right next to her, and she has like all dark aesthetic. She has like white face, black lipstick, tattoos, piercings. Like she is like in her zone, and it's like both of these people are considered like fashion people, and I love that. And it's like it's celebrated and accepted that like all of this is still fashion. And there's no like high school pettiness of like, oh, she's the weird girl, or oh, she's the weird girl. It's like, no, we all just like enjoy dressing up.
Or we're all weird.
And we're all weird. It's not or we're all weird. We're all weird. That's what I loved. That's what I loved about my time there.
Try to say weird 10 times fast.
Weird. I can't remember how many times that was. I can't count. But how about you? Is that kind of what it's like when you game? Because you have a shared like activity that you love to get to do, and you get to like be in it with a friend. You don't have to talk about, or I don't know, what is that like? Do you talk solely about the game? Or?
Yeah, so like for me,
because I don't game, but he does.
Yeah, I try to game with my gamer friends. For us, it's very different. It's kind of just like, well, we either talk about like what's going on and all that, on like what's happening. We either vent about a certain situation, or when we try to do it when we're in the lobby, so that we're actually like focused and in the conversation, not in the middle of like a match session. Because when we're in the middle of a match session, we're like, so yeah, and my point was, and we never get to the point, or we never fill in because we're so focused on like the lobby.
I don't know what that is.
So
I'm like picturing a hotel lobby where you like hang out and you like game.
Literally is that. So it's you hang out in a little lobby before you enter the game.
Digitally.
Well, yes.
The digital hotel lobby.
Kind of. Yeah, so you see like you see like, oh, the lobby is like me and two other friends, right?
Okay.
So we would just hang out there before they put us in a round of a match or whatever that may be.
Okay.
Let's just think about this in football terms, you know? Like, okay, okay,
I'm trying.
Okay.
Okay.
On the football field is the actual match, right?
Yes.
The sidelines, they're not doing anything.
Right.
Let's just consider that the lobby.
Okay.
So
just waiting to go for their turn.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Is there like there's not a lobby in Minecraft, is there? That's the only game I am getting familiar with.
Okay. Imagine the lobby is the starting screen.
Oh, but you can talk with each other.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So before you get launched into the game, you can just wait there before you go in and just have a conversation, focus, or whatever that may be.
But it's not like a lot of time.
No, you can stay. You can stay in the starting screen however long you want.
Oh, okay.
You don't have. You're not
He's
obligated.
setting the scene. I'm getting it now.
For all the gamers out there, I know you're cringing, but it's more. It's more.
Cringing at what?
You don't.
That I don't know what the world of gaming is. Believe it or not, lots of people don't. So thank you for educating me.
Okay.
It's not cringy.
Okay, but that would be the area where we would just like rant or just have a conversation. I think for me more than anything, because there's a lot of people that can multitask. Like I can't multitask. I have to be solely focused on one thing or the other. And they make fun of me for it too. And like, oh, we have to stay in the lobby for a little bit to
Oh,
finish
I
this
see.
conversation because I can't be focusing on 2, 3 things at once. Because
Okay.
I'm like these games are like objective games where we work as a team to try to win, you know? And these games have like their own roles. Like they have, let's just say, well, I'm gonna have to say it. Like tank, they have a role for like DPS, damage per second, and they have a healer.
You know the deal.
And they have a healer role. So each role you can't play like a healer as a tank or a tank as a healer or anything like that. You have to kind of change your mindset on whatever role you're playing. So I think it's for me, since I usually play a tank player, that kind of commands like how the game is being played or how my team plays. So it takes a very much leadership role on how to navigate any situation that comes from the game. And I think I learn a lot from these games because there's like a meme right now on TikTok where they're like, oh, they're trying to apply for job interviews, right? And they're a tank role, and they're like, oh, I know how to navigate any stressful situations and make decisive decisions and stuff
because
like
you
that.
played that game.
Because I know how to be a leader in for this job application. So as much as like that is a joke, I do feel like I do learn a lot of real world skills that I could apply to a leadership role.
Through the games.
Yeah, through the games.
And you're able to have friendships that you value with playing the games.
Yeah, because for them, I mean, I don't play for a very long time, but it's kind of suggestive to certain people. Like, I probably play like about an hour and a half every other day. I don't play every day, but I play every other day, and I do consider them very close friends because like I see them consistently, or well, I shouldn't say see them. They live in a different state, and but I know them very well. They tell me a lot about their lives. I'm consistent with like having a conversation with them. We say good morning every morning. So
that is nice.
So it's just like it's a nice thing that we look forward to, and it's like um, it's something where it's just like we get to hang out, you know.
Yeah.
So I do believe that like you can make online friendships for sure because I've already known them for about 4 years now.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
What would you say is, other than the fact that I guess that online friends might not be always in your vicinity where you can actually see them in person, what else would be like a big difference that you find between having like friends that you game with, or they're just gamer friends, versus other friends that you get to see in your life that you have? Non-industry friends.
Mm-hmm. I do believe that non-industry friends that I get to see very often are very essential for the reason that like since they're not they're not industry friends, you can kind of like relax a little bit more. And you don't have to be like you can almost live a normal life.
Oh, interesting.
Like for me, I like my friend that moved to Florida recently, like I used to do so many things with her. Like for me, it didn't matter that I was a photographer. It didn't matter that I did so many things. Like none of that matters when you're at a club or when you're at an event somewhere. Like no, you get to live as like quote unquote a normie because it's just like you are not in the spotlight. No one cares, you know. So I cherish that friendship so much because of like that was something where I get to live a different lifestyle as far as just like go to concerts more or go to like different food spots that I normally wouldn't go to, or she took me to like uh, places that I wouldn't normally go to. She pushed my boundaries as far as like experimenting different things or just do things out of the whim.
Oh, I do
Yeah.
like getting to do that.
Yeah, I feel like for me, because I have a busy schedule or because I have like so many different things going on, like she would like call me up and be like, "Hey, do you want to go to this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, let's go, let's do it." I would always be the person that would encourage, like
the bad
oh
decisions.
yeah, or
Spontaneous decisions.
the spontaneous ones more in particular,
Yeah.
because if I'm available, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Like, let's go. Okay.
Wait, so then what do you consider to be an industry friend? Because for me, I don't feel as any, I wouldn't say I feel personally a difference of pressure between industry friends and like my normie friends, my non-industry friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have gamer friends, so I guess I have, if we're talking those three topics, those three categories, and I only can relate to those two. But I don't feel any kind of pressure of like being in fashion with my other fashion friends. I feel like it actually like connects us even more because we have like a shared interest.
I think for the people who are non industry friends, I have to connect with them in a different way. You know, we don't have an interest, so what can we find an interest like to be friends? You know, like for me, not everything is going to be about photography or games or anything like that. So I try to find something what we can relate to, and just figure out like, oh, okay, let's try to find a common goal or common interest. So I think that is where I broaden my terms of like how to make new friends, because I can talk to anybody and I can try to make friends with anybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I enjoy making friends that are not industry friends.
I see. And you said you feel a little bit like you're on the spotlight, you said, or
Yeah.
in the spotlight with your industry friends. What do you mean by that?
Well, because with my industry friends, or like I feel like I'm in the spotlight because like for me, I have to represent so many different companies. I have my day job that I have to like make sure that I'm representing the right way. I have like the wedding quinceañera. I'm part of a community, so I have to like uphold like or a certain image for some for certain situations or certain environments and stuff like that, which I think it's just a certain level of professionalism that I always have to be aware of for whichever environment that I'm in. But when I'm with my normie friends, I don't have to really worry about like being professional. You know, I can crack whatever joke I want, or it's more of just like we can get drunk where like
you don't get drunk with your work friends. No, okay. No. Well, so then how would you describe this? Because
I think we started off as industry friends and then we became close friends.
But I think, how did we even start off as industry friends when we didn't even know each other?
I think because I consider it industry friends because we met at a industry event.
Yeah, but I see lots of networking contacts happen that way, and that was the first time we ever talked.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think of you as a, I love using this word. You're a normie friend, but I also think
you call me normie? Yes.
You're definitely a normie friend. But I also see you as an industry friend because we're actually able to not only like come together as friends on, you know, not just work bases, on, you know, just a work level, but we're also able to work together.
Yeah.
So I
think there's certain people that can be both. for sure.
But not everyone can.
Not everybody can.
That's true.
I think that I cherish those friendships even more because some people can make that switch between like, hey, we can be professional when we're like working and we're locked in, but some people can't, where they just can only be industry people or only can be normie friends.
That's true. With that, for you, do you feel like I'm curious about this because I feel like I also am able to make friends pretty easily.
Right. I think so too. I think you give off a very like light, fun energy.
Oh, okay. I'm glad. I feel that way when whether I'm at networking events actually, where it's like we're here talking about business, but fashion business is like a whole other world. I think I've actually talked to other people who are not in fashion at all, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, are you at a club?" And I'm like, "This is a fashion networking event. Like, people show up their best outfits. Like, you would not think this is a networking event, but like that's how you network. Is honestly part of what you wear. It's iconic. I love it.
Have people come to you.
And that's part of it too. Yeah, I like that. We could also talk more about networking events, which we actually we kind of will.
We will.
We kind of will. But no, I don't normally feel that kind of pressure, I would say, when I'm with industry friends to be in the spotlight. I don't know if it's because I am not with a specific company maybe. But I don't know, I just find it really easy to be, and I guess maybe this is like something I'm fortunate to have, that I'm just lucky to have, but I find it really easy to be myself, even with industry people. Like I can, like even when I'm meeting girls that I've never talked to before, but like we're all into fashion, I could be like, oh my God, I love your dress. Like I've been trying to find a dress like that recently. Like, where do you work? Who are you styled by? Are you styling yourself? Like, please tell me everything that you do with work. And I feel like I'm easily able to be that way, even though I would be that way with my normie friends.
Right.
But I don't know if that's just like a comfortability thing, or maybe I'm just so used to socializing and like making friends easily. I don't know. Like I don't feel a difference that much with me.
I don't know if this is a factor or
Mango.
not. I don't know if this is a factor or not. But do you think because you're in a fashion industry where like you're talking to women fashion designers or women models or like women professionals, do you think that's a little bit easier why you get to have those conversations a little bit more at flow? Or do you feel like, let's just say I flip the script where it's like it has nothing to do with fashion, you are in a industry where it's male dominated, but it's still an interest that you are like you have an interest for. I don't know what.
I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about like, let's just say,
maybe if it was a totally different industry, maybe it would be completely different.
Because that's one thing, like for me.
I have no idea what that could be because my life's always been fashion.
Yeah, like that's one thing, like for me, I tried to broaden my knowledge for like many different aspects, whether that be for sports or for fashion or for many other things. It's just like I've noticed the more knowledgeable you are with like so many different aspects of the world, the better you can tell jokes, or the better you can actually feel like a connection with people, or the better understanding you have of people because you have knowledge from so many different places.
Right.
So, like for me, like it's a little bit, I shouldn't say difficult, because sometimes it's not difficult because I'm just myself. As far as just like, I like to just go up to people and just say, hi, I love your dress, I love your earrings. That's just me most of the time.
I love that within fashion, that you can do that.
Yeah, you really can. And I love that that I can just go up with somebody and just start a conversation, just start off of that, because it's a lot easier to just like open up with to people a lot faster.
It is.
But if I do that, like I've done that exact same thing at a club,
and
that's a whole different thing.
That's true. That is a whole different thing.
And that's why I'm just like, okay, like there's certain situations where I can and can't do that, you know?
Right.
Or I can't start that conversation, or there's not that same flow.
But then I guess then that would be with strangers versus industry friends.
Well,
right?
Yeah.
Which unfortunately, yeah, there are differences.
But how are you supposed to make friends if that's like?
Yeah, that is a whole other.
And that's where I'm just like.
That could be a whole other episode, honestly. That is an interesting conversation with like making friends with strangers in a context where you're trying to figure out how to get it right.
Yeah, and that's where I'm just like, well, like for me, I'm not gonna change. Like, why would I change who I am? Like, I actually do like what you're wearing. I do like the fabrics or the color palette of whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Because I see like for you, or I don't know, for women, most women, they can compliment another woman of like, hey, I love this outfit. Like, it could be a complete stranger, and they're like, oh my gosh, thank you for all that, and like I make that same comment, and it's like, oh, thank you, and that's it.
Yeah. No,
so
that makes
I'm
sense.
just like, oh, I do want to get it like a little bit more involved in that conversation because I actually have a little bit more knowledge.
Right.
But they don't know I'm a photographer. They don't know that I actually know my stuff too.
Yeah,
but,
and that you're giving just a genuine compliment, nothing else.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Yeah. So and this is where I'm trying to do this with a lot more men too. Like I'm complimenting men more now, as far as just like, hey, look, I love that hat, or hey, I love that boutonniere, or anything, or
fashionable men do deserve more compliments.
Or,
they don't get enough.
You know what, I've been doing it recently, and it's kind of hard, but sometimes when I am close to a guy. And they're wearing like a really nice cologne, I'm just like, dude, you smell amazing.
I have wanted to say that so many times to a guy and be like, you smell so good. Like, what is that scent? But I am nervous about anything taken.
But way. See, look, and that goes because I can tell you this right now. Like, no, well, you know what? I can't say that for sure. I think. Some men will take it a certain way, some men won't. So right. It kind of is a toss up, but
it's hard to navigate those things. Yeah.
But I mean, like I as a man can say that to another guy and just be like, hey, dude, you just smell great, and I'm just like, I know that guy would appreciate it.
That is nice. Then that is nice.
Yeah, because I know we don't get complimented that much, so that's why.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. A friend of mine once told me that like. A male friend of mine, like forever ago, once told me that like even the simplest like compliment will completely turn around a guy's day because like men do not get complimented very much, and I never really thought about it that much.
Oh yeah, no, like this year alone, probably only got complimented a handful of times.
Really? Yeah. Oh no, you deserve more.
No, but like
you're wearing your Rory Gilmore sweater. Look at how great this sweater is on him. You need to still see this show. You know what I'm talking about. Those who know Rory Gilmore, that sweater, this cable knit sweater.
Okay, we're gonna insert the photo here.
It's iconic for those who know the show. I promise. I will show you this one specific episode, which I think is the first episode, eventually. But we should carry on.
Yes. Yeah. But it's that point where it's I don't know. I was trying to make that like I don't know if you've been in situations where a lot of the people around you don't have the similar interests as you, and you can still
for sure.
And you can still make friends with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely not the same. I mean, it's definitely not the same thing. I would say that it's pretty easy for no matter what industry, either event or space or like, industry space that I'm in, I will say it is an easy thing. And this is, I guess, an advantage that I do have, is that I can easily compliment a girl, no matter what she's wearing, even if she's not into fashion. I can be like, oh my gosh, I love those earrings, by the way. And she could be like, oh, these are my only pair of jewelry I own. Like, do you like them? And I'd be like, yeah, I do. Like, where'd you get them? And it's easy to make a friendship that way. For me, which is I mean, something I've done so many times. Like, complimenting someone is so easy. And I have done that to people who aren't women, or more specifically, I have done that to men. And some of them take it as like, oh, like, thank you, like, genuinely, like, I appreciate the compliment. And then some of them take it as something else that I don't want them to. So then that makes it harder for me to give
Yeah.
compliments. It's all a very confusing thing. It's not singular. It all affects everything. It's all connected.
Yeah.
But I know it's a whole other topic, but it is definitely harder to make friends in a space where you're not as familiar with the topics that everyone's talking about. I mean, that makes sense though. I mean, it's outside of your comfort zone. But I would say in general, I find it easy to make friendships, I would say.
I think that kind of ties into the next topic, which is like going to events by yourself and so that if you go to events by yourself where either it's an industry or a hobby that you're trying to like get into a little bit more, I think it would be a lot more easier to make those friends, because then you get to have a shared topic to talk about almost like either every week, every day, or whatever that may be. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it would be easier if you do start going to events by yourself and be consistent more than anything.
I would say that too. I know that we can specifically talk about events that we've gone to. Well, I, as an adult, have never taken any partner dancing classes. But I know that you have.
Yes.
So you were quite familiar with that space. This also ties into the fact that you can go to salsa dancing classes. Or we were talking about networking, and then I got distracted with salsa dancing. But that was a space.
I thought that's where you were going to.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, because that is a space that I wasn't super familiar with as an adult. Actually, I took a lot of dance classes as a kid. My mom is a ballroom dance instructor, so she knows how to teach partner dancing really easily. And I actually grew up knowing how to do all the dances, and I completely forgot them. I've just forgotten them over the years. Like when I was really, really little, she would like cha-cha with me, and all of those fun dances, which I've forgotten. But so it was intimidating going into an open, everyone comes salsa dancing class or bachata dancing class, and so that was definitely a new space for me where it's like I don't know who here's in fashion or who's not, like and you know, you do end up talking with people who are from lots of different industries who are also nervous, which is kind of great too, because getting to go to some things where you may be by yourself, you can probably guarantee that other people, there's at least a few other people, if not many people, who are also there by themselves, who are also equally like out of their comfort zone, which then it's like that's a kind of cool common ground to get to have. I found that at both, actually at both the salsa dancing class, which is where I was a little bit more outside of my comfort zone, and at networking events, because when you're at a networking event, you're constantly talking about, I feel like you're constantly talking about yourself, or you're relating it to yourself, and that can be hard to do when you're constantly introducing yourself to strangers and you don't have someone you know. That can be hard. But I am just glad that you end up being at so many of the networking events that I go to. Anyways, even though I go by myself, it is nice to know that, like, oh, there's Abe. There's Abe. I know that guy. Like, and then I see
I know that guy. I know that guy.
I mean, I feel like going to any kind of event alone is a challenge, but it kind of does push you to go outside of your comfort zone, just in general, because you're talking to people you don't know.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, honestly. I like that those are events that we have free will that I can go to. I can make the decision to have courage to go to an event that I might not know anybody, or I might know even a handful of people, but the rest I don't know, and then just kind of just talk. Just ask questions.
I will say this, because I know I have done this. There have been a couple networking events where I'm just like, I don't know anybody here, but I know this one person, so I'm just going to latch on to this person.
I've done that too. I've done that with you. I have literally done that too. Hey, listen, I'm not like I'm not coasting through the whole room talking to everybody every time.
And this is why I do my research. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I do the research too on the people.
on the people, or I do my research on like anybody in the fashion industry. Like, oh, like, hey, look, I've been wanting to talk to this person, but I didn't know how to. And
Yeah,
I know that's
yeah.
how you did it. And I know that there was this one curio event where I was just like, oh, I wanted to talk to this person, like, or a person walked by and I'm just like, oh, I want to talk to this person.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
And
like
you did.
introduce myself.
And I love that. I
Yeah.
loved that. Like I mean I haven't been in the professional world long enough to where I've gone to like 10 years of networking events to where I can know all the pros and all the cons. Like I'm sure I'm going to figure out more of what it's like to do more networking in the future. But it is cool when you have a face and a name and you see that person and it's like, "Oh my gosh, like hi, I wanted to say hi to you. Like I like your work. Like you already have some sort of connection even if they don't know it yet." But it's like, it's a really cool in instead of just being next to a stranger and being like, so what do you do? You know, it's a cool in, I think. And I like doing that research too.
Yeah. And I think a big part of that is just remembering it too.
It's remembering it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like if you want to put in the work for this, like you have to remember it. Like you have to almost like hype them up.
Yeah. But also, I mean, if you already are hyped up in general, I think that obviously is really cool. It plays into it. But getting
I know I have done that. I've been too hyped up. I couldn't like get out the words or I couldn't remember what happened. So I'm just like I can't be too hyped up because I know that if I am too hyped up,
you don't get the words out.
I don't get the words out.
Okay. I've ended up with getting hyped up. I love getting hyped up with that. With getting hyped up. Another tip that I really like is after I've come back from networking events, before the next networking event, you get to kind of do this a little ahead of time, is after I meet people the first time, I will actually like screenshot their profile or I will like write down all their names in my notes app and their Instagrams. Or I will literally screenshot all the follows that I got from just right after that event. So I can remember exactly the specific people that I just got to know. And then next time I could be like, oh, hey, like Jody, like we met at the last Curio event. How have you been since then? And then that gives you like, because if you don't know anybody else, there's a chance that those few people might be at the next one. Even if you only see them one other time, I have found that to be super helpful. And then even this one really cool designer, his boyfriend is in a band, and I remembered the band because I literally followed the band on Spotify right then and there. And I was like, I'm going to listen to this band. I have a friend who would really like this music, and I screenshotted it, and I added it to that list of all the follows. And I remembered the next time at the event, I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, there's that band that I recommended to my friend. I wonder if that boyfriend of that designer is here. And he was, and it was actually really fun.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. You need to like also catch up on like either how they're doing with that project, or like, hey, I listened to or remember the last conversation that you guys had, to continue like, hey, whatever happened to this or whatever happened to that, or like, hey, I listened to that band. I really like their music or whatever that may be. So it that's another thing is just like
try to remember, or if you need help remembering, I have just found the notes app to be super helpful. Like literally writing down little details about someone.
I thought like when you were saying like either take screenshots or like anything like that, I thought you were gonna say create an album of the name of the networking event that you actually did, put all the screenshots into that folder so that you can just look up by album.
Honestly, I don't do that, but I should.
Yeah.
That would be really smart.
I thought you were gonna say something like that. I'm like, oh, that would be super smart.
That is a good idea though. That is a good idea. No, instead of having a photo album on my camera roll, instead of having an album with all the screenshots, I just I honestly saved the screenshots for a while until I can write all those names down. So I have one specific notes app of all the different people I've met at Curios.
But even then, I don't think it would be really bad for you to like delete those screenshots, because then you could have a networking event or like a network of all the people that you met through the Curio or through like whatever other fashion event, and you have so many different folders, and you basically have a network in your
That's true.
phone
That's
of all
true.
different events and see either which ones overlap or anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. And actually, that totally reminds me of
We're just
this.
creating a whole system
We're
here.
just talking it all through right now. What I also have learned to do that I was not doing at first after networking events, in order to either make friends or make connections. I guess this is also talking about like making network connections, not just friends. But
Yeah.
I have found friends this way. Is I would message them either the next morning after the event or that night. I would honestly, I'd wait till the next morning because people sometimes drink or they're tired after the event. But I would literally send them a message the next morning, and I'd have like little variations at a certain point. If there was so many people that I had met the night before, if there was so many people that I wanted to stay in contact with, I would kind of script myself a little message in my notes app where I could.
I'm trying to see how long are we at. Oh shit, we're at 45 minutes.
Oh dang. Okay, I'm gonna go fast. If there was already a list of I can't do that fast. If there were a lot of people that I had met the night before and I wanted to get to message all of them just so that they can remember you and so that they can just put another name to the face, because sometimes you follow so many people where it's like that follow can get lost. So it's like nice to send them a message so that you're actually in their DMs. So I would script like a really small thing, and then I would kind of vary it depending on who I sent it to. Just being like, hey, like I had a great time meeting you last night. Like,
honestly, that follow up will go such a long way.
It really will. It really, and it has gone places. That's actually how. Well, I won't say names on here. I'll tell you later. But that's how I met a friend in the industry who I actually see. So it is pretty nice. I know it kind of feels a little bit like sending a thank you email after an interview, but like it's way more chill and it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. You get to like have each other in your actual DMs, and you remember them, they remember you. You can be friends possibly, or if not possibly friends, you can work together in the future if you like. Mesh well, ideas wise.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I think we very much veered off topic.
I know.
But I think going back to it, the whole point of it is you have to be consistent with certain things so that you can give yourself the opportunity to just be like, who, what?
Nothing. I'm just gonna.
I know. I'm like that too right now.
Okay, keep going.
I think you just have to give yourself the opportunity to be consistent with yourself, and so that you can see who you vibe with a little bit more. And presentation does matter for like these events
Those events they do,
because it's like you need to be willingness to like give a little bit of energy to just interact with because I know I have done this. I've come a long way, at least for me. I used to be the person that was just like, oh, I stand in the corner, have my drink, and then I wouldn't interact with anybody. But it wasn't until like I went with a networking event with a friend, and that friend would introduce me to everybody, and I would like, bring up the energy because like I can try to vibe with anybody or whoever that may be.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like you really have to give a lot of energy to these events and with intention too, to make friends or just to be like, hey, I'm gonna be socializing for a bit, and for the people who are very much introverts, I can tell you that that might sound like a lot of energy, and it probably is, but it's more of just like, well, I think if we were trying to make friends, I think that's necessary.
Are you an introvert?
No.
I was gonna say.
No.
I thought when you said we, I thought you were like referring to the introverts out
well,
there.
I feel like I was for a while because COVID.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah,
that
COVID definitely made me an introvert because I did not see like anybody for like 3 years. Huh? Oh yeah.
I asked to turn on the car because I was cold. Okay, thanks.
No, you're good.
But that I can definitely see. I mean, even just thinking about my own experience, with COVID, it changed how people were socially for sure.
Yeah, I knew that, like, for me, I only saw the same people for a short amount of time, and it was just very difficult because I'm just like, I'm not really socializing with anybody.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I was just doing the exact same thing all day in and day out, and it was just weird because I'm like, I couldn't really handle just a routine like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
Gosh.
routine with no like motivation and stuff like that. Well, I don't know. And I think I was just very in that for a very long time that it made me an introvert, where it was just like, oh, um, I just don't want to deal with people, or I don't want to give enough energy to people.
Yeah. Well, look at you now.
But yeah, I feel like
Came back out of the closet.
I feel like I
No,
did.
that wasn't you. That was me.
Yeah, that was definitely you.
Keep going.
I think for me, it definitely I feel very more myself more than ever because I do feel like I'm a more extroverted person. I
see that from you.
I do have introvert tendencies, but I'm more extroverted for sure.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm an extrovert.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think it's easy to have tendencies of both. Well,
Yeah.
I guess I can't speak for people who feel like wholeheartedly like they're introverts, but I mean, as an extrovert, there are obviously times when my social battery is like, I need to go home. I cannot have energy to talk to more people. Like, I really cannot do it anymore. I'm so sorry. Like, I have that, but I think that's easy just as a human, you know, we have social batteries, I think, in general. But there is definitely, I will say, a little bit of a pressure when you make friends or connections at networking events to have that energy to meet new people, I will say, because it is easy to be the person sitting in the corner of the room and just kind of get to observe without being part of it. It is easy.
I will say the real troopers are the people who are such extroverted people that are
They're
just
such troopers.
Huh?
They are such troopers.
They're troopers of like the people who see the people that are just sitting in the corner,
and they invite
you to be part of the group or like conversation or anything
I
like
do
that.
that.
I know. You're a trooper.
I do enjoy those people because I have before been that person, like maybe not at networking events, but I feel like I remember, you know, a time or two or 3 or 4 in high school where it's like you're insecure and you're, you know, hanging out with friends that you don't normally hang out with, or you're in a place that you're not normally, and, you know, it's easy to be that person where it's like you just feel like you want to hang out at the corner of the room, but it's like you always remember the people who are like, hey, like, come over here, like let's talk about something, and I always value those people. Those are good people to make friends with. Those people make it easier to make friends in your 20s, despite how hard it is to make friends in your 20s.
Yeah.
Especially post-college, which I feel like I would love to ask more of I would love to talk more about friends, especially with, like, we had different college experiences.
Yeah.
But I don't know, how many more minutes do we have left in the episode? Or should that be a separate episode?
We can talk about it. Oh, what's going on?
I do.
Oh, that's what happened.
That was crazy.
Okay, so we're going to do the rest of the episode with the lights on like this. I think it just died.
That looks eerie. Especially with my eyebrowless eyes. Eyebrows. My eyebrowless eyebrows. Okay.
So I think my light died.
Okay. That's okay. That's fair.
That's fine. No, we don't need it.
Are you sure?
I promise you.
Wait, but I think
we're good. If you want it, you want.
Isn't that nice? I'm not even the photographer, I'm sorry. Skill classes.
No, what did you want to ask?
Well, what I was going to ask was, so I made lots of friends in college,
right.
and I was really grateful for that. And what was interesting was that I don't know if everyone's college experience is like this, but for me, I made so many industry friends in college because I had so many classes with people that were going to be in my industry. So I made so many fashion friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't even know if I would consider them just industry friends. or I don't know, I'd consider them a mix of both, because we just in general bonded over our passion for our industry.
Yeah.
And I know that not everyone feels that strongly about their industry that they're in. I just do. So it's easy for me to make friends that way. But with you, with photography, when you went to take photography classes and other classes, did you end up finding it easier to make friends that way with your shared passion for photography, or how was that different for you?
For the photography classes, I think it was super easy to make friends for those classes. For my regular classes, I think it was very much a little bit difficult. I think what I overcame during that process or during that time to make it a little bit easier was because like I got to see him like 2 times a week, or I got to see him like every other day, or whatever that may be.
Yeah.
I think that's where I broke through the shell of just like, hey, like he's actually a pretty cool dude, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Or like I'm just a person that I'm like, hey, like how did your weekend go, or like catch up or anything like that, or like try to help people out.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I shine the most. I'm kind of like, I slowly implement my isms.
Your ableisms.
Abeisms.
Abisms.
Yeah, I can't even say it, but yes.
That's okay. That's okay.
But I think that's where I shine the most, where it's just like, that's just how I am. And some people vibe with it, some people don't, and it's okay. And it's more of just like, it's all good intentions by the end of the day. And
by the end of the day.
By the end of the day. Almost the title of the podcast.
Almost. Sorry.
Close but no cigar.
No cigar. I wonder where that came from.
I don't know. It just felt right to say that.
It did. It did feel right to say that.
But
friends from college.
Yeah.
Are you still friends with those friends that you have from college? I feel like when I hear many adults talk about friends from college, it's like they always, most of them end up referring to friends from college as like back in the day when I had these friends from college, but none of them, not none of them, but they don't always stick, unfortunately.
I only have technically one person, but even then I don't have constant communication with that person. But even then, I feel like now more than ever, I have the industry friends I have now, and or the normie friends I have now are the people that I actually have better relationships with.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But it's only recently too. Like it's only been like the past like 3 years or 4 years. So we're 2022.
That's true. We're not like that far out of college, I guess.
No, yeah. For me, it's 2022. So when I slowly started to be more involved in the fashion industry, so like 3 years.
Right.
So, but like my best friend is a different situation. It's like almost 8 years now with him. So it's just like. Like a lot of these friendships that I have right now are like very new, but also I know that they're strong.
Cheers. That is nice.
And that's where I'm at right now. I think it's I'm glad that I'm getting to build this new a family that I get to choose. You know.
I do like that. I don't know if I told you this actually, but it was one of my 2025 New Year's resolutions to make more friends.
Really?
Yeah. It genuinely was. And guess what? I was not expecting you at all. Like this.
No one expects Abe.
No one.
No one ever.
It's just a pleasant surprise. A pleasant surprise. But no, I genuinely had one of my goals be for this year. I was already feeling how hard it was just even after the summer of graduating, because I graduated May of 2024. It was already so hard just that summer, and then the fall, and then the winter, the rest of 2024, not being with the people that you spend all your time with in college.
Yeah.
And especially if you move back home from college. You're just in general, so many people are farther away, and I felt like, oh my gosh, now I'm gonna have to try to search for friends, which I never had to do in college.
Yeah.
At least not for me. And it was hard at first, but I knew that I wanted to try to make friends.
And it was so much difficult for me because I graduated during COVID.
Oh yeah.
So
gosh.
COVID started in 2020. I was in college when all that happened, and like making friends in college during Zoom, non-existent.
It's so hard.
It's super hard. You can't make it. You really just can't make friends in Zoom, in college. So I don't know. You really have to do that whole process by yourself. And the thing is, like, the exact same thing for you. Like, I did a whole year in Zoom, everything.
Yeah.
And then leaving college, when I didn't even know that that I could basically make this happen as far as making more friends. Like, it was very difficult. And that's where I feel like I was more introverted, or I was very lonely during that time because I'm just like, I don't know how to make friends. No one taught me how to make friends that where I can't almost insert my Abeisms, you know? So it's just like, how do I make friends with when I don't know how to, you know?
Yeah,
so,
that is hard, especially in the middle of college.
Yeah. Well, end of college, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was definitely difficult, but then that's when I was just like, I kind of leaned in more into my craft, and it was more of just like I kind of had to be a little bit more consistent as far as I just need to go to this event. I know one person, let me just go say hi to that one person, and then from there, just try to. I think what got me to where I can make more friends is to be more vulnerable with people. The more I have learned this from a podcast, which was whenever he had a guest episode, he would always mention on like this idea was he would always repeat the same story over and over again. Whenever he had a guest episode, and even though his audience already knows like that story, that guest didn't know that story, so he had to repeat it because he's trying to get the guest to be more comfortable, and that it's more about vulnerability with himself rather than trying to have the guest be more vulnerable first before him. So I think that is a good concept of just like, hey, try to be more vulnerable first.
Like
give a little bit.
Display that vulnerability first, and then you can make a space for someone to be able to do that.
Yes.
Oh, I do see that. I do like that. There is a lot within vulnerability. Sorry. Also,
so I'm like, I don't even know if you realize that I did that to you too.
I don't.
I'm specifically talking about New York more than anything.
I think with you, like
I shared a little bit about myself for like you to open up.
I think that is what happened. I think that did make sense. Although there were some like big changes that were happening in my personal life that I was like thrilled to get to tell somebody about. So it was nice to get to like share that with you, like even if we were like brand new friends. But it was nice that we got to have that trip to like both get to show our vulnerability and just be like just talking all day about anything, which was so nice. So small side tangent going back. I wonder if it was hard to make friends for you in college after you had a normal college experience on Zoom. Because I started college on Zoom where I couldn't see anybody. Yeah. And I honestly think because me and my whole college class, we were all going through the same thing of it being like, oh my God, this is our first year of college and I don't even get to see people. We kind of like, it was not perfect in any way, but we kind of like found ways around it where I became internet friends with so many of my classmates through Zoom. And I never would have met them otherwise, but we were like, all had this active goal to like try desperately to make some sort of college friend on Zoom. But I think it's because that was what we went into it with. We didn't have a normal college experience before that.
I think it was that. It's that everybody there was so much like, what's it called? Everybody was there for after a normal college experience. And we didn't have the Zoom experience, so we didn't know the transition.
Right.
Like we didn't have anything to go off of. Like
Yeah.
like that was so much difficult because also you have to think about it. Like I went to COD, so there are some people who are older than me. There are some people like they're in their mid-20s that are taking this class too.
Right.
The age range is so different, where
So
it's
different.
just like some people are just stuck their ways and like they only know how to interact through
In person.
and
Yeah.
you also have to understand like some people are not texters too,
Yeah.
or they're not phone call people or anything like that. So there's like, I think that is so interesting for you hearing
It was
that.
super unique. It was so incredibly unique getting to live through that, because we all started college right when lockdown happened. So I literally started in 2020. So we were all like, the world is ending and we're starting college and we're supposed to be making friends and making memories, and we just paid for a year of college, and so many of us moved to Columbia. And oh my God, it was so unique. But that's kind of what I like about humanity, is that even though things ended up being hard, people, like so many of us honestly persisted to try to make friends, even if it was just
still
like,
hope at the end.
there was still hope at the end of the day. At the end of the day, there was still hope. That was when I actually had more internet friends than I ever had in my life, because it was like all of a sudden that was the only way I could do it.
Yeah.
So it was so unique. We could talk so much more about college, but yeah, that is interesting, because I wonder if I did have at least 1 year of college before the lockdown happened, would that year be just thinking about the last year of when it was normal and wanting it to go back? Like you guys had that. You had normal years of college, which I imagine after having that and then making friends after the lockdown, you would have felt such a difference. But I didn't have a difference. I just only knew one thing.
I definitely, I think for you, I think it's better for you to have it that way, because it only enhances it once you got to see each other in person after that.
I could see that. Actually, as my college years went on, things did get better socially, because it eventually things lifted as time went on. So that is interesting.
As time went on, things got worse.
As time went on, things got better socially, at least with the pandemic. With lots of other things, they got not so great.
At least for you, well, okay. From my perspective on like how your experience was, at least for you, things did get better as they went on.
Socially,
and it did. That brings a lot of joy to me, because I did worry for a lot of people, like how did it like actually affect them, you know? Like that was one thing I was very worried for many different people, that like that social interaction is very necessary in as far as development skills for people's lives, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So I'm just like, I'm glad that you still found a way to just like continue to move on.
Yeah, luckily I did, which I'm really grateful for. I know that not everyone who also started college the same year I did had also the same experience. I know there were other college students in the U.S. and in the world who I'm sure had such a hard time, but I ended up finding a great group of friends and great people and great memories, even though like so much of it was online, or so much of it was like not traditionally how you would have done it in college. Man, that's so funny. It's so funny to talk about that. It's crazy to think. It's crazy to think about the friends that we've had in the past, and just how they came to be, despite the world feeling like it's ending. But still grateful that I got to have all of them. Yeah. And
I think we're going to end it off right there.
I figure we're going to do that. I never want to end the episode.
We can talk for hours, literally.
It's always you being like, it's time.
It's time. It's really
like,
time.
And I'm like, no, it's not time. No. Let's keep talking for hours.
Please.
Would you like that? Would you want us to talk? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
We can talk for like 3 hours. I'm going to figure out a way where we can talk for minimum 3 hours. One day.
One day. On our road trip.
We only record audio then.
Yeah, true. I don't want to record video on a road trip.
No, it's going to be way too much.
That's dangerous. Don't do that.
We could do that for audio purposes. We could definitely make that happen.
That's true. I'm excited to see. Excited to see the things
road
that
trip edition.
Road trip edition. That would be really cool.
That would be honestly the purpose of the Ride of Our Lives.
The Ride of Our Lives radio on the road trip.
God,
that's edition. A lot of R's. It's worth it.
Roll your R's.
Roll your R's.
Okay, you can.
Okay, but give me something to say. That's where I messed
rolas.
up. What?
Rolas.
Rolas.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Give me another thing. He's teaching me Spanish.
On the spot, I can't think of something.
Oh, wait, what was the thing that you taught me? Which, of course, I can't think of it right now.
See? It's hard to think on the spot.
Wait.
No.
I can't say that.
Wait.
Is that swearing?
Wait. We might bleep this out, but I'm like, I think I know which one you're about to say.
Can I say it?
Well, try. If not, I'll bleep it.
Vamos a romper este puro día.
Okay.
How often I say that?
Okay. No, that's fine. I guess. I did not teach her that.
Vamos a romper este puro día. Pura
día.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It means.
We're going to end the episode on that.
We're going to end it right there. As he teaches me more swear words in Spanish.
I did no such thing. I do not claim to this statement.
And on to the next episode.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. This was so fun.
In.
I think we're getting very much excited for all these episodes as we keep learning.
Yes. We're having a lot of fun. Ride of Our Lives Radio.
Thank
See you at the next episode.
Ready?